In the autumn of 1801, a young man who had impressed a member of the government was invited to play the violin at a solemn pontifical mass in the old Tuscan town of Lucca. The story is told in the state archives by Abbe Jacopo Cellini, a member of the cathedral orchestra. It fell to a young Genoese Jacobin, known as a patriot, and more especially as a violinist, to play at the Mass. The government wished this excellent violinist to exhibit his musical ability. But since there was to be a motet at the Epistle and a concerto at the offertory, there was no opportunity for him to play during the celebration of the Mass. And so the Minister of the Interior, Adriano Mencarelli, gave orders which were contrary to all the regulations that he should play at the end of the Kyrie, and he was indiscreet enough to play a concerto that took a good 28 minutes. This professor certainly manifested an unusual and unprecedented virtuosity. He imitated on his strings the songs of birds, the flute, trombone, and horn. And although everyone admired his astonishing bravura, when they heard this mimicry on the violin, it aroused laughter, even in the church. He was undoubtedly a professor of considerable ability, but he lacked judgment and self-criticism. Nevertheless, the concerto received great applause, the Jacobins leading the ovation. Such music had never before been heard at a Santa Croce celebration. The story foreshadowed much that was to come in the next 39 years. The professor, who with such notable indiscretion played a 28-minute concerto in the middle of a pontifical mass, was 19 years old at the time, and his career was to be full of just such dramatic surprises. He made it so, quite deliberately, and he suffered for it. But he was not to be distracted. He was possessed by his demon, and if ever there was an artist with an unshakable faith in his destiny, it was Niccolo Paganini.